breaking news from Ahead News 23. President Donald Trump has announced a sweeping new immigration policy that could significantly impact global travel. Reports indicate that his administration is preparing to impose strict travel bans on citizens from 43 countries, marking a major escalation in effort to tighten U.S. borders. A leaked government memo outlines how this restriction will categorize countries into three different groups, each facing varying levels of visa limitation. Let's break this down in details of what this means for travelers and immigration policies worldwide. The Trump administration is dividing the affected countries into three: red, orange, and yellow, based on perceived security risk and cooperation with U.S. immigration screening processes. Number one on the list will be the countries on the red list. Travel ban countries in this category will be subject to a complete suspension of visas, meaning their citizens will be entirely banned from entering the U.S. countries. Including this group are Cuba, Iran, Libya, North Korea, Somalia, Sudan, Syria, Venezuela, Yemen, Afghanistan. This category is the most severe, cutting off all travel access, including for tourists, students, and business visitors. The policy has sparked outrage, particularly among Afghan refugees who worked with U.S. military and now fear for their lives if denied entry. The orange list streets have visa restriction. The group consists of countries where visas will be significantly restricted through not entirely banned. Citizens from this nation will face increased security screening, fewer visa approval, and mandatory in-person interviews. Business travelers may still have some access, but tourist and immigrant visa will be heavily limited. Some of these countries reportedly in this group include Haiti, Myanmar, Laos, South Sudan, Eritrea. This restriction could make it extremely difficult for students and families from this nation to visit or migrate to the U.S. The yellow list, 60-day warning for compliance. The third category, or the yellow list, comprises 26 countries that have been given a 60-day deadline to rectify deficiencies in their security screening procedures. If they fail to meet the required standard, they too will face partial visa restriction, similar to those imposed on orange list countries. Some of these nations expected to be on this group include Angola, Pakistan, Benin, Bhutan, Burkina Faso, Cabo Verde, Cambodia, Cameroon, Chad, Mali, Cambodia, other countries from Africa and the Caribbean. This warning period gives this nation chance to avoid penalties, but also places significant pressure on their government to meet U.S. security demands. So let's have to look at the Trump travel ban history. In January 2017, just a week after taking office, Donald Trump signed an executive order officially titled Protecting the Nation from Foreign Terrorists. Entry into the United States, commonly referred to as the Muslim travel ban. The order largely targeted Muslim-majority nations, banning Syrian refugees and temporarily blocking entry from Iraq, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. The order sparked chaos at airports and widespread protests across the country. Several judges swiftly blocked its enforcement, ruling that it is discriminated based on nationality and violated U.S. immigration law. However, after multiple legal battles, the Supreme Court upheld a reversed version of the ban in 2018, which continued to restrict travel from Iran, Libya, North Korea, Somalia, Syria, Venezuela, and Yemen. This nation could once again face restriction if a new list is finalized. Upon taking office in 2021, President Joe Biden replaced this ban, condemning it as a stain on our national conscience and inconsistent with America's tradition of religious tolerance. In an executive order, Biden stated that the ban had torn families apart and caused long-term harm. But during his 2024 campaign, Trump repeatedly vowed to restore the travel ban at a July rally in St. Cloud, Minnesota. He declared that he would reinstate the ban, halt refugee admission, and prevent resettlement to keep terrorists out of the country. He later reinforced the stance at a Washington event, promising to block entry from terrorist-infested regions and seal the borders. Referencing in his 2017 policy, Trump reminded supporters, remember the famous travel ban. We didn't take people from certain areas of the world, we are not taking them from infested countries. Impact of this travel ban, if implemented, this policy could have severe consequences on the global travel. Immigration and U.S. diplomatic relation. Afghan citizens who work with U.S. force faces fear for their lives as they may now be blocked from seeking safety in the U.S. Critics argue that banning travelers from multiple countries could damage relations with key global allies and create an economic losses for businesses that rely on international partnership. Supporters of this ban believe these restrictions are necessary to protect national security and to prevent individuals from exploiting the U.S. immigration system. Trump himself has defended the policy, saying, "We are not taking people from terrorist-infested countries. We are protecting America." A U.S. official, speaking anonymously, stated that the list of restricted countries is still under review and could be changed. Before final approval, Secretary of the State Marco Rubio and other key officials are expected to weigh in before the final decision is made. Trump, however, has remained tight-lipped on specifics. He replied, "Wouldn't that be a stupid thing for me to say?" As the situation develops, it's clear that immigration and national security policies are taking center stage in Trump's second term. With March 21 approaching, when the list is set to be finalized, the world will soon see whether Trump's expanded travel ban will become one of the most restrictive immigration policies in the modern U.S. history. What are your thoughts on this Trump proposed travel ban? Should the U.S. impose this restriction, or is this policy going too far? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our Head News 23 for more breaking news. Thank you.